Hi everyone, Jamie Humphries here for Six String Alliance, and today we are taking a look at the brand new Soldano SLO Plus Overdrive pedal. So today we're checking out the brand new SLO Plus Overdrive pedal from Soldano. We looked at the original SLO pedal probably a couple of years ago now, and Soldano today have released an updated version which features an additional channel. Now, Mike Soldano released the original SLO 100 amplifier in 1987, and it fast became one of the most popular amplifiers on the LA guitar scene. It really helped define a sound. And you can hear it being used by the likes of Warren DeMartini of Rat, George Lynch, Eddie Van Halen, Eric Clapton, Gary Moore, Mick Mars from the Motley Crue. The list goes on. So many people gravitated towards this amplifier. It really is an icon in terms of tone. The SLO Plus is now a twin channel pedal and includes both the normal channel and the overdrive channel that we see on the iconic amplifier of the same name. Now, something else to mention here is that this pedal also uses the same cascading gain stages that are found within the SLO head. So if you are looking to try and get that sound on your pedal board, then this is going to be something worth looking at and investigating. Let's just mention some connection options and some applications for the SLO Plus and how I'm using it in this video. You can use it as a standalone overdrive pedal, running it into the front of the amp. I'm going to be doing that in this demo, for part of this demo. And I also did that during the intro track. There were certain times when I was using it as an overdrive pedal going straight into the front of my mini rec. But this is an amp in a box, so you can treat this also as a preamp. So in other words, you can bypass the preamp of your amplifier and run it into the effects return. We will be isolating some tones and looking at that later on in the demo. But also I did that during the intro track as well. So you could get to hear the pedal being used as a preamp into the return, going into the effects return of the mini rec, as well as hearing it front end. Running it into the effects return bypasses the preamp of the amplifier, and you're treating this as your preamp. So you're really enjoying the sound of the SLO as if you had the physical amp. And I think it's great when you integrate the tube power stage of a physical amplifier. But like I said, you can also do that with an IR loader. So let's have an overview of the layout of the pedal. Up here, we have the master section. So we have the master volume for the overdrive channel, and we have the master volume for the normal channel. Over here, we have the preamp. So again, you have the control for the gain for the overdrive channel and the control for the gain of the normal channel. Moving on to the bottom row of controls, here we have the EQ. It's a shared EQ for both channels. We have treble, middle, bass, and presence. On the side, we have a deep switch, which will add you a little bit more low-end thud. To turn on the normal channel, you simply engage this button here. And then you can bring in the overdrive channel by switching that down. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, how do I get the overdrive channel on its own? Well, if you've got the overdrive engaged at the moment the pedal is off, kick that in. Now you've got the overdrive pedal. So it's just remembering the combinations of these switches. This makes, I think, a lot more sense when you're running the pedal as a preamp, because let's face it, you don't turn each channel off on a preamp. One of the channels is going to be on. So you would engage that. Now your preamp's on. There's your clean channel or your crunch channel. And then you'd stomp on the other switch to go onto your second channel. So it is, you've got to treat it as if it was an amplifier. Okay, so we've heard our clean sound. I'm on the bridge pickup. Let's engage the pedal. Here we go. So we are on the normal channel at the moment. So I can back the gain down. Kind of cool that, because you can sort of have a very mild, sort of glassy bite to your sound, but also at the same time, you can start to push that gain up. Does get quite saturated. Before we start playing around with the EQ, let's just engage the deep switch. Straight away, you can really hear that. You get all that nice low end coming in. That sounds great with the EQ just set where it is. Everything sort of seems to be quite balanced with the combination of this guitar and that amplifier. Let's have a look at some of the controls though. Treble control. Mid if you want to scoop your mids. I found with the bass control, when you've got the deep switch in, I don't really go too over the top with the bass. Otherwise, it can get a little bit flubby. Presence control, and it has that top end sort of brittleness that we do associate with the SLO. Try a single coil pickup. straight away you can hear that you can get some nice sort of lower gain tones, just that sort of very subtle breakup. You could use it just for some tonal dressing on your actual guitar sound, just adding a little bit of bite. You know, if I turn the pedal off, it's just a little bit of gain there. That sounds. Okay, now onto the bridge. I really like the normal channel. I think that's a really usable amount of gain. It's not too much and a really responsive EQ. Okay, so now let's have a look at the overdrive channel. So just to compare, set that in the middle actually. So they're pretty much, I haven't got my glasses on now. So hopefully they're pretty much in the middle. Straight away, there's a lot more gain and almost like the low end lifted. There's a truckload of drive in that pedal. So, yeah, I kind of think for me, halfway round, or just past. Well, that's a nice metal-y sound. Wow, that's really starting to go. So, yeah, there you have it. I don't really feel that there's much more for us to say. Let's just back the gain down, just see how low that gain control goes, because obviously there were some players such as Eric Clapton that used the SLO, so it's not always about the high gain stuff. So now we're just going to talk a little bit about another application for this pedal, and that is utilizing the pedal more as a preamp. So instead of feeding the pedal directly into the front of the mini rec, which is what I have been doing so far, I've now connected it to the effects return. What I'm doing is bypassing the preamp of the Mesa and just using the power stage, but treating the SLO Plus as a preamp. Okay, so let's engage the pedal and have a listen. We're going to engage the normal channel to start off with, go onto a single coil pickup. Let's have a listen to some of the sort of cleaner sounds that we can achieve by turning the gain down. So straight away you can hear I'm getting a really nice clean tone out of it, very natural sounding. If I go onto the bridge, it will start to drive a little bit already. Let's engage the deep switch. I've only got the EQ set pretty much in the middle. Straight away you can hear that that's lifted. Let's experiment a little bit with the EQ. Start to push the gain up, get it a little bit crunchier. Really nice crunch sound. EQ is working great, and it's a really authentic and convincing preamp sound, even though we are just utilizing a pedal. So let's go on to the overdrive channel so we can get a little bit more drive, a little bit more gain. Okay, so there we have it. I hope you've enjoyed this demo. This is a really fun pedal. I've actually bought out the SLO pedal that I reviewed before, so you can compare the two, the size of them. Basically, this is the overdrive side of the pedal. So look at that. That's pretty cool. That's a big pedal. I might gaffer tape them together. But yes, just to compare it so you can see the difference in size. Basically, it's double the size. So this is the overdrive, but obviously now they've added the normal channel to it. So there's a few more options in terms of how you can run it, and either, as I said, into the front of the amp or into the effects return. In terms of flexibility, there's a lot going on with this pedal. You could have it on your board and have it as your main overdrive, two different overdrives, a bit of crunch and high gain, or you could just have it in your studio environment, utilizing it as a preamp, having the SLO in a box. So there we have it, the brand new Soldano SLO Plus pedal. That's getting a big thumbs up from me. I don't, well, I say I don't own a Soldano. I own the Soldano Mini, which I really enjoyed demoing it. And I have used this pedal, the first SLO, I have used this, put that in shot there, in the studio. I'll put that on there actually, instead of wobbling it around. I have used that quite a bit as well for recording. It's got a very, its own sound. And, this will be a, equally welcome addition to the, to my ever-growing arsenal of pedals. So click the link in the descriptions for more information. That's it from me, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.